Yep. Ian already in the chat. What
Let's
up?
do it. Let's do it. He ain't ready, man. He ain't playing.
He ain't playing. I'm waiting.
Yep.
YouTube going off. Ian already in the chat. What
Let's
up?
do it. Let's do it. Yeah, man. He ain't ready, man. He ain't playing.
He ain't playing.
Happy
I'm waiting.
Memorial Day to everybody. For sure, that's a fact.
Let's let the earners in.
Need that sound off. Need that sound off.
There goes the alarm.
Let's do it.
Ernest, come on in. Join us.
Let's rock out, man. 6 o'clock sharp. Welcome to the party.
Happy Memorial Day.
Everyone is welcome. Got a lot to talk about today. Stock market is closed, but market Monday is open.
Big fat.
No days off. Special time today for respect for Jodeci 112 situation.
Not Jodeci. Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge. There should be Jodeci.
Nah, that wasn't that.
Jodeci needs to. They need to.
It's crazy. 112 ain't all the members ain't even gonna be there.
Why not?
I don't know, man.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, what up?
It was good.
How you doing, man? Y'all looking sharp, man. Y'all looking sharp.
Oh man, how's everything, man?
Everything's great, man. I'm happy to be here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a bucket list moment, so I feel like it's all-star game time where we get to clown, throw some alley-oops off the backboard to each other. So I'm excited.
Yeah, somebody said Eastern Conference All-Stars. Yeah. So let's do it, even though Houston's in the West, but it's all good. It's all good.
We all family.
We have assembled.
That's it. How's everything in Houston today? A lot of people outside for Memorial Day?
Man, they was booming this weekend, man. They was not listening to us.
Parties.
That was crazy too.
I saw that. It was Atlanta. It's crazy. I saw a video of Atlanta, crazy. I saw a video of Houston, crazy.
Arizona going crazy too.
Oh yeah? Yeah,
Arizona going crazy, man. Stay inside. I know y'all bored. I know y'all tired of being in the house, but don't do it.
So, I just advise everybody, obviously people is tired of being cooped up for a couple of months, but if you're going to go outside, just be safe. You know what I'm saying? Take the proper precautions.
Yeah.
I don't know if going in a club is the best situation to be in right now. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
It's like normal times out there. I seen everybody in the club. I seen they had the VIP section. The hookah was out. The bottles was out. The models was out.
Corona was out.
Corona was out.
Yeah, the numbers are gonna be interesting in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like nothing ever happened. But like I said, God willing, everybody stays safe. It's a serious situation with this coronavirus. So before I even started, I just wanted to just acknowledge everybody that has passed away, everybody that's sick, and going into this summer. This is like the unofficial start of the summer.
Indeed.
Let's just, try to just be safe. I can't tell anybody to stay inside or to wear a mask or whatever, but just let's practice some common sense. And let's try to keep everybody healthy for sure.
Yeah, and it's obviously Memorial Day, so all of our people who have served in our military, our armed forces, we salute you on this day. Anybody that's lost somebody that has served, we salute you, and we thank you for your service on this day. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, and I want to rest in peace to my guy Gary or Abel. His mom passed today, so that's one of my best friends from the crib. So my condolences to you, your family, your dad, sister. Sorry, man, I love you.
Salute. All right, man. So yeah, we about to get this going. We're just letting the beat build. I just spoke to Trapper. He's on his way in. He's on his way into the club right now. Before we start,
Sabrina, what up?
Before we start, Ian, I want to give you the floor. Anything that you want to make the people aware of, anything that you have going on. I know you got these Monday morning, that's open to the public. Is it open to the public?
Yeah, it's open to the public.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so since the market was closed today, we're gonna do it tomorrow, so you guys can join the room for free. We'll be trading in the room, so live trading tomorrow, but it's normally every Monday. Stock Club members, I'm gonna announce it today. Every Monday after Market Mondays, we're gonna do a 15-minute pop-up session. So y'all been good to me. I'm gonna be good to you. Every Monday after Market Mondays for 15 minutes, we're gonna hop on, do some extra review and tap in. And then I also got a free setup for futures traders tonight dropping at 9. So let's get to Trap, what up, man?
What's good, family?
Trapper, what's going on?
Man, what's good, family? How everybody doing, man?
There you go. Live from Florida.
There you go. There you go.
I know the background when I see it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Look, I ain't too shabby. You hear me?
My God, what's up, baby?
Wall Street Trapper, welcome, man.
You know, man. It's just a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all, Ian. Appreciate y'all for having me on tonight, man. I appreciate that, man. Listen, I can't wait, man. I've been anxious all day, man. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to get in there.
I couldn't come fast enough.
Trap house jumping, man. You know what I mean?
Trap house jumping, that's a fact, man. Before we start, I just want to thank both of you gentlemen, Ian, Master Investor, Wall Street Trapper, both EYL alumni, both family.
Yep.
And to make this moment happen is something that I think is not only big for the culture, but just big for the entire world. And as I said, that's the message that we really spread into the entire world, to be able to provide financial literacy on a high level with two world-class gentlemen. Is an honor for us, for me and Troy, to facilitate this. I feel like, you know, I was telling somebody the other day, I feel like Russell Simmons, like, you know, like Russell Simmons had LL, he had the Beastie Boys, he had Run DMC. So for Earn Your Leisure to be able to, you know, get the high level talent early on. We had Wall Street Trapper early, we had Matt early, we had Ian early, we had Alex Good Energy early, like
real early.
Before like, you know what I'm saying, they blew up. So
before you had to call them twice when they picked up.
Hey, bro, you know I get you.
You gotta call them twice before they pick up.
Come on, man. Listen, y'all know y'all get first rings, man. You already know.
I want to say publicly to Trap, thank you for being solid from day one. Like, as soon as the episode went out, he was like, you did your thing. Go crazy on the social. He start posting like crazy. I got you. I see you. To all the trappers who've been reaching out, I love y'all. Y'all been so dope, so collaborative. So this is what I wanted from the very beginning as far as to collaborate. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah,
man.
This is nothing new. Like we said, like behind the scenes, we talk all the time. Ian, we talk all the time. Trap, we call each other all the time. So it's just good so that the people can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, 100%, man. You know, it's just a dope thing because everybody has a different perspective on how they're gonna attack the market. You know, I never say that my way is the only way. And I'm always learning. So I can see some things that Ian putting out there. I can add that to the arsenal. For me, it's about having a fully equipped arsenal. You know what I'm saying? It's never is because the market gonna be here forever. Right? As long as I feel like it's gonna be here forever.
Forever.
Me, I'm gonna stick with one strategy. You know what I'm saying? And not saying I came before Ian, but I know, you know, I don't know how long he been running his social media campaign. But when I linked in with Earn Leisure, you know, I was kind of one of the only people just being a face, putting a face in front of the screen as far as just making posts. So when he got on, I was like, yo, like, go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is content. Go crazy. Let them know you. Let them learn you. Keep putting it out there. And I sent him a few DMs. I'm like, this was going to come. Like, people going to hate on you. People talking smack to me. I'm like, bro, it's part of the territory. Just let you know you moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So, it's always love on my end, man. Look, I always say this, and I be going, my life not on the line. I ain't going to jail. Yo, it's no hate here. It's love.
It's more than enough for everybody. More than enough money for everybody. And then if we team up, we're stronger because we can, like I said, I'll hop on your live and I'm like, I get inspired, like, because I know you put in work. So when you studying 8, 9, 10 hours, I'm like, let me get back in the gym and get to working on the straightaway.
Thanks.
That's 92 team.
Yeah, for sure. So we got breaking news. We just set a Market Mondays record. We hit 1,100 viewers in 5 minutes. That's the quickest to 1,000 ever. So
come on, man.
Trap house back jumping.
It's jumping, man. Flood the streets, man. You already know.
Now we do.
So let's get into it. So before we start, shout out to Tory Lanez Quarantine Radio. We gotta go over guidelines.
Guidelines.
So we try to make this run as smooth as possible, especially since we have a guest today. So community, EYL University, shout out to YouTube. We're gonna explain how this thing is gonna work. So first and foremost, if you have a question about EYL University, please email us. Don't ask during this because it's gonna slow down the conversation. If you have a question about Red Panda Stock Club, please email Ian or hit him in the Telegram. Please do not ask any stock-related questions in regards to the stock group for Ian, because he's not going to be able to answer it anyway. So please hit him on a Telegram. For stock questions, please, we are not trying to analyze like 1,000,001 stocks. So if you have a question, please, it'll be easier if it's like a investment related question, like an investment strategy or something related to investments. We pick individual stocks that we're going to go over so everybody can have it. So it's not like we're not being fair to one person and not another person. And then if you ask a question, please ask one question. Just one question.
Not multi-layered questions like, oh, am I second? We don't want to be rude, but we want to be respectful of everybody's time.
Yeah, please.
All right.
So that's all we ask of you. This is going to be a tremendously fun situation. I'm extremely excited. Shout out to EYL University. We got 125 people on EYL right now.
Nice.
Into the Zoom, and that's the Zoom for anybody that's asking like, who's the people that ask questions. Those are our Zoom members on EYL University. And shout out to EYL University. I just want to take a quick moment. We're doing something too for everybody. So we have a book club at EYL University where we go over books every month.
We're going to get into that.
So the book that we're going over right now is called The 12-Week Year. And I don't know if y'all read that book, but I read that book and it changed my business model a lot. Like 4 or 5 years ago, it changed the whole way of how I do business. So that's the book we're going over right now. So we're going to have a challenge at the end of the month. But I want to just extend it. Even if you're not in EYL University, I want to extend this to everybody. We're going to figure out how to like do this on a real big scale, because we got to help each other out. We got to hold each other accountable. So the 12-week year, part of that book is like an accountability partner. If you read the book, you'll understand it.
Right.
So before we start, I want to invite everybody on YouTube that may not be a member of EYL University. You don't have to be a member, but just get the book. If you can read it within the next couple of weeks, that'd be great. Probably within the next couple of weeks, we'll announce the challenge.
Yeah, listen, if you're not a member, I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday really quickly, man. It was powerful. We went over the first 4 chapters, and it was like a therapy session, man. A lot of people were open and vulnerable. I got a little bit emotional in there just because we were able to share and we were building. It was so beautiful. You know, we come as strangers, but we have the same mindset, and that's important. So if you're not a part of the EYL University Private Real Estate Group, please be a part of that. We are moving at a rapid pace, man. It was inspiring. It was a lot, man. And like I said, it was a beautiful moment to be a part of it. I see all my earners are in here right now. A lot of them are commenting. Shout out to y'all. And definitely this week we'll be back again this Sunday. With the second part of it.
That book changed my life. So, and also before we start, we want to invite anybody that's not in EYL University to come aboard. We got 70 webinars done. We do weekly webinars. We got a private real estate group headed up by MG, the mortgage guy. We got a movie club, a book club. It's a whole vibe at EYL University. 24-hour sale for Memorial Day only. It's over at 6 p.m. tomorrow. 48% off. 48% off annual tuition with the code UNITY. We figured that would be fitting for today. The code UNITY, 24 hours only. Yes. So annual. You got to go to the annual side and you put in the code UNITY. So let's start this off. So China has been in the news lately on the stock market because for a variety of different things. But one of the things that really was a headline last week was that President Trump has threatened to take all Chinese companies off the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. The reason being, so this is actually interesting. I did a little research on this. So, all right, a couple years ago in 2002, around the whole Enron scandal, the government put in a special act where all companies have to apply. It's like special accounting. For anybody that's not familiar, Enron was like a big scandal. It was a hoax company. It's not a hoax company, but they cooked the books pretty much.
Right.
And then their stock went to zero. A lot of people lost a lot of money. It was a whole big thing. So to help prevent that from happening, they put in this act where now it's more strict as far as the regulatory accounting practices and things of that nature. And all companies that's listed on stock exchanges have to apply to that, except apparently Chinese companies. There's over 100 Chinese companies, even other international companies. Over 100 Chinese companies are not applying to this. Chinese is a very secretive situation. They don't really let people in their books and stuff like that. So how this really comes about is because the corona situation. So, you know, Trump is already in a bad mood off of that as far as China. And then Luckin Coffee. LK was a stock.
They done blew this whole thing open.
Troy was high on. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Troy was high on.
True.
Troy was high on. And I said, I don't trust Luka. But Luka was on fire. And we found out that the reason why they was on fire is that they was stir frying the books. And when they found out what happened, Luka's stock fell apart. It's at $1 right now, and it's about to get delisted from the stock exchange.
Yeah.
So
just really quick, the Senate has already passed a bill to ban some, not all, but some Chinese companies. So that's a key thing. If the Senate and the House of Representatives put it together, then it could actually be something that actually happens. So President Trump, there's a trade war there, but the Senate has already passed the bill. So just a quick little note there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw it to Trapper, Ian, whichever one wants to take this first. How do we feel about this situation? Because we're gonna go into this is gonna be a broad conversation about international investments because we haven't covered that yet. But specifically, I'll give you each a chance to talk. Specifically, how do you feel about this specific situation with China? Is it just a scare tactic? Is it a real situation? What's the deal?
Trap, my brother, kick it off.
All right. So when it comes to accounting, I stay away from Chinese companies because of that fact about cooking the books. So what happens is there's this thing called GAAP. It's general accepted accounting practices that everybody has to abide by. So when you're looking at balance sheets, you're looking at income statement, when you're looking at annual reports, you'll see GAAP in capital letters. So that's saying that is the accounting practices that everybody has to abide by. The thing about China is because they do a lot of underhanded stuff, and that's what happens when investors try to invest in either international stocks or emerging markets, you have to deal with different things that you're not equipped to. It's like me going play baseball in Ian's backyard. And then when I'm playing a game, all right, I'm gonna give you a better example. How many of us have played Monopoly with different people? And then when we play Monopoly, we're like, yo, I don't play by them rules. Like, we don't do that. Yeah. They'd be like, man, what you talking about? That's in the rule book. Nah, we don't play by them rules. Y'all made that up. That's the same thing as investing in China or somebody else. You don't understand the rules that they're playing by, even though they're on the market, right? So, and you can't really like bug them down to that. So I remember I told Troy, I said, Troy, in the beginning, I was like, I like Lufkin. And then I said, Troy, no. Because what happened was I did the research on it and I found out it was a Chinese-based business.
Yeah.
That made me back all the way out. I don't want no part of that. Right? So now what happens is where we at now, it's simple. So everybody is allies, everybody cool. Remember, the US and China are the number 1 and the number 2 import and exporters in the world, right? Nobody third is like Canada. So everybody is all good until something catastrophic happens, like a global pandemic. So what happens now is, instead of me, before I was like, Troy, you can come hustle on my block. It's all good. Now, you're going to have to pay me some draft, but you can hustle on my block. It's all good. I ain't tripping. But when stuff get real, now it's like, Troy, you can't come over here. And anything that you had over here stashed, that's mine. You can't even get that back. Prime example, Singapore and 3M. 3M was getting their mask made in Singapore. When the global pandemic hit, 3M tried to get the mask. Singapore said, nah, it's a jack plate. You can't even get the mask. Ain't nothing you can do about it, right? So in these type of environments, what happens is the foreigners play on their rules. They play to their advantage. So what Trump been trying to do, and it was something I thought was going to happen a long time ago, it was, look, check this out. Y'all going over there to get cheap labor and bring it back over here, get everything built. Come over here. If you come over here, then, yeah, it's going to cost you a little more, but we'll build the infrastructure again. Now, I don't agree with everything that Trump do, but from an investor and a business mindset, I understand. You can't build a great company. You can't build a great economy without infrastructure here. So if everything is in China, if everything is over there and everything get made over there, then we have no strength. I can guarantee you, if all of us looking at our house right now, 8 out of the 10 things in our crib is from somewhere but beside the USA.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
8 out of the 10 things in our crib is so what Trump is saying is, yo, how we do that, we no longer let them make bread over here. Because ideally, the way that China really makes money is by having imported goods to the US. That's how they make bread.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they make bread. So Trump saying, since y'all want to play like this, since we know this in y'all DNA, we know y'all play dirty ball. If you have a business over there, I'm going to tax the crap out of you. If you get anything made over there, I'm going to tax the crap out of you. It's then they're going to be better for you to get it made over here. And if you're a Chinese company that's trying to get American money, I'm cutting you off. That's pretty much what's going on right now. So for me, you know, it's all part of the game. I love watching it. I don't invest in Chinese companies at all. I don't really invest in emerging markets at all, but I will say this. If you trying to get exposure and that diversification, you can look at this ETF called, I think it's EMQQ, right? It's the emerging markets, e-commerce and internet ETF. And the number 1 and 2 players in that ETF is Alibaba and Tencent, right? Those are the 2 biggest companies in China. Alibaba, we already know what they are, and Tencent is a gaming technology business that deal with that. They do a lot of stuff. So
music as well.
That'll be a play, huh?
I said they do music as well.
And they do music. Yeah, they do a lot. So if you wanted to get exposure to China and what they do, I think you can get that ETF without having them directly if you wanted to find a type of balance in there. But for me, like, I just ain't rocking with the Chinese companies, man. I'm good. They got enough of them over here that I can deal with, man.
And I got a question too, and you can respond to this as well. What do you think this does for these individual stocks, the Alibabas, the JD.coms, the Tencent, the China Mobiles? Because I mean, we saw Alibaba's report come back and they did well, but the stock price went down.
Let's do Ian.
Ian, what you think?
Ian, what you think about that?
Alibaba is the only company in China that I would tell people to invest in because Jack Ma, trying to be the Amazon of China, has went through enough rigorous tests here through investor relations to be able to understand what he needs to report. That's the only company there that I trust. He gave you a ticker, EMQQ. That's one. And for my technicians, it is up on that 5-year month. If you look since inception, it is rising. That's why I say, regardless of perspective of how we take, good companies are good companies. Good investors know good companies. You don't need international exposure. The stock market was built here. The best companies here. Invest in Amazon. If you want international exposure, Apple's in China.
Facts.
You can get your exposure there. Go with the money. Now, you guys know I love my basketball analogies. Yao Ming was dope, but give me Shaq.
Facts.
To be honest,
All day.
I want to stick on American soil and build with companies here that I know are going to be okay. And from an accounting standpoint and a regulation standpoint, there are so many markets they have to hit to be a great company. Where the reporting is not the same in China, don't be deceived. Go, same ones are going to win over and over and over again. You're going to need exposure in China.
That's a fact. Shout out to Milton. We about to get to you. Shout out to, we got a super chat. Erica, shout out to Erica on the super chat. So there's 1,600 people in YouTube. If everybody can just take a millisecond and just like this video.
Hit the like button. I love y'all.
Greatly appreciate it. That really helps out a lot. If you could just hit the like button. Thank you.
Sure.
So yeah, I wanted to just touch on that as well because, working in the financial services industry, emerging markets has been a big thing for a long time. Like ever since I came in over 10 years ago, emerging markets. And I think it kind of goes back to a lot of times we always look for something better than what we have. Like we have a wife that cooks, cleans, is beautiful, but it's like, maybe there's more. Like maybe like no,
no, we don't. No, we don't.
I don't.
We don't get in trouble here, Shotty. No, we don't.
No, I'm saying I'm just saying it's an analogy. It's an analogy.
I know.
So what I'm saying is that a lot of times we look to see if the grass is greener, and it's like there's enough quality companies in America, I think, than to go outside looking, because that's what you're really doing when you're thinking that you're gonna get the next Amazon that's in India and nobody knows about it.
And it's here.
But and the problem with investing in a lot of these international companies, that is too many variables, like you said, as far as the accounting and the government too. And it's like, the crazy thing is like America has problems. We all know that, right? But as far as business, it's still probably the best, maybe like outside of small countries like Singapore, but like a large.
I'm about to say by Singapore, yeah.
It's still the best country to do business in, because a lot of like China, the government runs everything. So like they can completely take over a company. Most of the companies have heavy influence from the government. So it moves. The political factors in a lot of these countries are a lot different. It's not the same. Like when you're looking at America, you can't judge another company like it's America. Like they're different, and it's hard to really understand that until you start to travel outside the country and you realize what goes on in America does not go on everywhere else. It's a big difference.
And also, if you do a heat check, when everyone was talking about that coffee company, you can also ask, who's bigger, Starbucks or that coffee company?
No, that's a fact, right? That's a fact.
Hey, yo, I just want to make this clear, right? I did call Trap. That was a fact. I did call you to ask you about the company. I was on the sideline. I'll tell you when I invested in the company. It had dropped. I called Ian too that morning. I'll never forget. He's like, Troy, I don't know what the hell just happened. Yeah. It dropped 85%. It went down to $4.73. I said, $4.73. Let me grab a few shares. Okay. As soon as I bought it, it went up within the next 3 hours up to $9. That was a good time to get rid of it. And now it's at $1. So I listened most of the way. And then I
like I said, it's no partially shit. Like it was a good company on paper. I just didn't trust it. I just can't. Yeah. I've been to Hong Kong before. I just couldn't trust it.
That's a fact. I called you. You said I do not like this place.
I don't trust it. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable.
Let's put it like this. If you think of yourself as a record label, Starbucks is Drake, and you're going overseas and you're like, this company is going to be Drake. He may have a single. He's not going to do what the boy do though.
Yeah. I got a question about emerging markets, because a lot of it talk is like, yes, if we're not trading with China anymore, and it might be too expensive right now or in the next couple of years to do it in the US. Who's our next trading partner? Is it Europe? Is it India? What's your thoughts?
Canada.
Yep.
Canada. So Canada has this unique advantage on a lot of people because they actually do business like Americans. Real talk. They actually do business like Americans, and they are outside of Russia. They actually have a lot of oil over there. They have a lot of good activities going over there. Some of the same goods are going on over there. They have exposure to a lot of even like in the marijuana industry. Like Canada is a great diamonds. Yeah, Canada is a great situation. You're looking at. I like Kevin O'Leary. He's one of my favorite investors. He's a Canadian investor. He's hard, and through looking at him, I got exposure to the Canadian market. So I would think Canada would be. I would say Singapore because that's probably the only country right now that has zero debt. But because they still have that attachment over there, I would definitely go with, I would say Canada would be the next place. And I actually like a Canadian company called Canadian Goose. It's a great company. They make jackets, real dope company. So I think Canada would be it. What you think, Ian?
Yeah, Canada and then UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada, because Canada is kind of like our little brother.
Yeah.
They're not a big enough threat to compete. China is a possible threat. So like you said, I don't agree with everything that Trump does, but if we are going to be competition, then we have to put some things in place to kind of limit them surpassing us. But as far as investing, less is more.
Yeah.
Focus on quality and all. It's like the NBA. The best players are here. Yeah, it may be some like Luka's dope. Luka's not Curry though. Luka's not LeBron. Like the best products and best companies are going to come from here in the market.
100%.
And shout out to Canada too. That's our second biggest market outside of America, Toronto.
Shout out to Canada.
We got a lot of support in Toronto. Shout out to Canada. And shout out to Charles on the super chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to LeVar on the super chat. We appreciate you. We're gonna go to some questions, but before we go to questions now. Let's do it. All right, let's go to questions.
Milton, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted, my bro.
Yeah, what's good? Hello?
Everything good. We hear you.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, I just got a quick question about angel investing. Could you like explain that to me, and it's how we can get exposure to that or be a part of like seed funding and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Angel investing, we actually did a couple episodes on venture capital. Shout out to John Henry. Shout out to Kwame. So angel investing kind of in a nutshell, check those episodes out, but angel investing in a nutshell is seed money from wealthy investors that put money into startup companies at the ground level for equity. So one of the ways, shout out to Mike Brown as well, that's a good episode. One of the ways now that changed, because before that, you had to, in order to invest in private companies, you had to be extremely wealthy. Like you had to meet certain requirements. So I think it's like $250,000 reserve money. You had to have a net worth of over like 500,000. A lot of stuff that you had to do. But now anybody can really do it. And the most efficient, easiest way is through what's called equity crowdfunding. So there's website. You remember that site that Mike Brown was telling us about?
Is it Republic?
Yeah, Republic,
yep.
Republic's a dope site where you can, if you have a company or if you're looking to invest in companies, you can go to republic.com or republic.co, something like that. And there's a list of companies on the ground level that's looking to raise money. So that's a dope way for a regular person to get into that space. So that's my comment. I don't know if Ian or Trap, y'all wanted to talk about that, but yeah, that's we got a couple episodes on that actually.
Milton, I just put the episodes up in the chat. So episode 35, 45, and 73. And we just did a dope one on the other side of investing that we're gonna be putting out very shortly.
Yeah, for
sure. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out.
Investing as well. And then also a lot of the legends in Silicon Valley, they have syndicates that you can now join. Since that law got passed, you can attach your money to, like, you have a lead investor. You can see the track record of what they've invested in before. I know Jason Calacanis is like a famous angel investor in the Valley. So you can tie yourself to a syndicate and see what they're investing in and choose to put money there. And it won't cost you that much money how it used to maybe 10 years ago.
Okay, thank y'all, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, bro.
We got Yolanda. What's up, Yolanda? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hi. How are you all?
Great. Good.
How are you?
Last point.
I had a question about, what do you think about the blockchain? Investing in blockchain.
Like cryptocurrency?
Not necessarily that. There's one called RIOT. There's a few of them. And they were saying that this was supposed to be the wave, new transactions, a way to leave our current transactions the way we do business and move into blockchain.
Yeah, blockchain. I'll let one of y'all, if y'all want to talk about blockchain, feel free to jump in.
I'm gonna hit you with the Drake, the old Drake. Don't do it, please don't do it.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, man. I think
currency that is crypto related is always the new wave. Like it's like a new rapper coming out and be like, I'm the new Jigga. Every month there's a new one. It's not bad. Make sure you have your bases taken care of first. So like, I want you to go invest in tech companies first, then indexes, but also be able to do your research and dive in deep, because that crypto space is very competitive. Do I love blockchain as a technology? Absolutely. Right. The currency's there. I don't think that this government and this, I don't want to get into like the whole new world order stuff, but they're not going to convert over the American dollar yet to crypto. It's not. Blockchain has been like, yeah, blockchain has been around for a long time. It's just new to most people. So don't do it.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that. And so I say the same thing to people. Like, even with the guy asking about angel investing. So for me, I feel like people always want to just jump into a Ferrari first. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like for some reason, jumping in the Ferrari always intrigues people, right? And then when you crash, it does more harm than it does good, right? So I'm saying that to say this, right? So people want to angel invest out the gate, all right? Cool. Can you confidently invest in 10 publicly traded companies and get a 10 or 15% rate of return for 2 or 3 years straight?
First,
right? Yeah. Do that. Like, do that. Stick to the basics first and find 3. And so I consider myself a value investor, right? So I look for great businesses and I can wait a year or 2 until they go on sale, or 3 years. I've been waiting for Chipotle for a few before I got it. And then when it goes on sale, I understand not only the fair value price, but I understand the discounted value price, right? So most people think just because the market goes on, or the market is red, stocks are on sale. Not at all. It's not the case. So I think before people even try to think about getting into angel investing, they need to learn how to evaluate and find discount cash flows, value in businesses. Same thing with the blockchain. Blockchain has been around forever, right? But in order for somebody to push their narrative, they're always going to say, this is the next LeBron. This is the next such and such. this is the next such and such. And then they'll put these crazy numbers in front of it. And then they know that people who aren't really into the investing world, they'll attach themselves to that number looking for the next quick lick. This would really be happening. People don't be looking for innovation. They really be looking for the next quick lick. I'm just being real. If you want to look for innovation, go right there to the technology sector, go right there to the NASDAQ 500, or go to the Russell 2000, and you'll see a bunch of growth companies. You'll see a bunch of technology companies that you can invest in that will give you great returns if you know how to find value. Stop trying to step outside your norm when you know nothing about the rugged. I'm not talking bad or down to nobody, but we need to understand what it takes to be a good investor first before we go into all of these other things because we heard somebody else talk about it or because we read some other article that said this. Listen to what the Queen said. They said it's going to be the new. Who is they? What are their credentials? You know what I'm saying? And then you got to look at, who are they? What are their credentials, right? Then you look at America and ask yourself, how long has this country been tied to that American dollar, right? How many families are tied to this American dollar? I'm not saying that crypto isn't going to come around. I think at some point it will come, but it's going to be in a way and it's going to be so subtle that we won't even realize that it's happening because they got to transfer their wealth first. Let's just be real. They got to transfer their wealth first before they say, okay, this is what we going to do. Because you got to realize they got many families attached to this American dollar, family. Many families attached to this American dollar. So they ain't about to just let that go just because that's why they keep blocking the crypto so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, because they got to find a way so they can get into it first. So let's keep that in mind before we read these articles and say, this is the new wave and this is what's about to happen.
Yeah, I shout out to all my earners in here. We spoke about this. Somebody put knowledge is power. And I said, no, we got to correct that phrase. And I want everybody to do that. Knowledge is power when applied, right? So yes. Knowledge is great. If you don't use it, if you don't share it with somebody, it really just stays with you, then it's useless, right? Knowledge is power when we actually apply it and use it. So we got to change that. And we spoke about that yesterday in our private real estate group. Make sure that you change that quote and change the narrative of that quote. Apply the knowledge. That's the key.
And I know there's a perception that you can only get small gains investing in the market. 4% is what they're telling you. But if you do your research, even big boy companies like Apple and Microsoft, they're pumping out from these lows. While I was begging you guys to get in, you could be up 20 to 45% from March now. I'm giving you the dates when everything is going to go up. I said, now when the NBA goes up, NASDAQ is already close to hitting back to its all-time high.
Yep.
Dig into the trenches, study, research. And it's not that hard. You don't have to go find some undiscovered asset everywhere. But as you read, like even with me, this is my personal playbook. Pages, 600. I'm breaking all of this down for you and giving to you in bite-sized pieces so you can be able to win. You guys are good. You don't have to go search elsewhere. Technology stocks run the world. Investors.
Shout out to Big Business, EYL alumni. He has one of my favorite quotes on the podcast ever. He was like, only in our community do we think 20% is something to laugh at. Like,
that's a fact.
Like on Instagram all day, they be like, it only did 38%. I could do 3,000%. And you know, and it's altcoin. Yeah. So it's like sometimes we gotta realize that wealth is built over the long haul, not
it's the wealth marathon, man.
Exactly.
You don't change. Listen, it didn't take us. We didn't get into the current position overnight. That's what we didn't get here overnight. We didn't get to the mindset that we have overnight. That came from generations and generations. So in order to change it, we have to be the start, and then you have to put it to where, like for me, I use my daughter all the time as my example. She is the reason why. Like, okay, everything I went through, it made me, all right, cool. You know what? My little one not about to go through this. So everything I do now, it's not even about me no more. It's about how do I put her and then her kids and whatever kids I have after that in position so where they can not only have privilege but opportunity in this world. You know what I'm saying? All we doing is, you know, we are recycling the same dialogue and we are recycling the same agreement that our parents, and our parents have signed. Nobody want to renegotiate the contract. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to renegotiate the contract. So the same thread is running through everybody's family. So now we got the same mindset about money, right? everything has to be, if I put $2,000 here, why I can't get $6,000 back? I even see people on my post say that. They be like, so I'm gonna invest $1,000 just to get a 50-cent dividend? I'm like, okay, what the bank giving you then? Like, tell me what they're giving you. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to change that narrative and change that mindset.
So let's talk about, we're gonna go to some more questions, but before we go, I want to talk about back to the China situation, because there's two stocks in particular that so the biggest Chinese company is a company called Alibaba. I think we talked about Alibaba before. But Alibaba, if you're not familiar, is huge. Jack Ma is the CEO, one of the richest people on earth.
E-commerce.
And e-commerce company. They call it the Amazon of China. That's kind of like the comparison that they make. So Alibaba is interesting because, you know, Trump said this out of his own mouth to Maria Bartlett, what's CNBC, whatever, Maria. Yeah, you know. He said it to her that if he expects them to go to Hong Kong Stock Exchange or the London Stock Exchange, because he's like, I'm going through with this, I'm cracking down on China. And so for him to say that, it really like put shockwaves through the market, because it's like Alibaba is a big dog. So if you're talking about, you really expect them to leave the New York Stock Exchange, or I don't know if they're on NASDAQ or New York. If you expect them to leave the stock exchange, then every company's going to leave. And they're interesting because, so Alibaba is like the Amazon of China.
I think their market cap is 164 billion. Trap, I'm right on that?
Yep.
Close. Billion?
Yeah. So, but there's another company called Billy. That's how it's spelled. I don't know.
You said it right.
Yeah, Billy. Not the Jim Jones Billy.
No, not that Billy. Not that Billy, cut. Chill.
So Billy's interesting because they are the YouTube of China. Because China, if you're not familiar with China, China's a very secretive country. They don't let, like, if you type in certain things, nothing comes up.
They're good at replication.
Yeah, they're good at reputation too. But Billy is up 70% year to year. So we just talked about, it's not really a good idea to invest in international companies for the most part. But me personally, if I was to invest in any Chinese company, it would be Alibaba and the Billy situation, because
I like Tencent too.
Okay. So Alibaba or Billy, if we were investing in these companies, how do you feel about investing in those particular companies? They both are doing very well as far as their charts are concerned for 5 years. Their 5-year charts are very good. They're healthy, we assume, financially. That's what they're reporting.
That's a tough assumption, though.
Yeah, especially, I'm going to say this, Rashad, especially with Alibaba, because Jack Ma has stepped down. You got to remember that. It's no longer under him. Now, because he's now dedicated his life to Chinese entrepreneurship. Feel me? So the company that we once knew of, Alibaba, is not under his tool list no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna let you push me in that corner, Rashad.
I had to call with Jamal like we do every morning. I'm like, yo, if this thing goes over to 200, this was last week. I said, we got to do it. And then I heard this news, and then, you know, Lucan came in. I said, yo, they're going to get rid of all these Chinese.
Yeah.
We gotta reassess these numbers.
And Trump is that guy, bro. Like, he's that guy. He's stubborn, bro. And like, if he's saying he going to do something, like, it's a good chance he going to go through with it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm going to be honest with you. When we say things like the Chinese Amazon, for me, I would rather just go with the American Amazon because I know how much we depend on them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I understand people be like, well, Trap, I don't got the money for Amazon. Well, you got the wrong mindset. The first thing you need to do is, 1, start saving to invest, or 2, look for 1 or 2 ETFs that gives you exposure to Amazon, right? I think one of them is XLK, right? That'll give you exposure, not XLK, that's, I think it is XLK, may give you exposure to Amazon in that way. So XLP, thank you. And do that. You'll get exposure to it. But for me, I never did like this is the Chinese Amazon. Nah, I'm gonna just go get Amazon because I know what they mean to our economy. I know what that, you know what I'm saying? I know what they do. I understand the CEO. I understand how Jeff Bezos is investing in putting his fingerprint in I understand the threat that he is, you know what I'm saying, to everybody. I'm gonna just go there. So for me, that's what I'm gonna rock with.
The last dance just ended. Because of ego, Jerry Krause and Reinsdorf did not want to sign back Mike.
Facts.
So do you want Jordan or you want baby Jordan? Now, if your
Facts.
cousin, Jordan, if your cousin watching, it ain't no diss. I'm just making.
Even
Right.
worse, you're a Harold Miner, J.R.
You want
Ryder.
Jordan or you want Harold
Y'all
Miner?
be on my
That's
DM.
what I was about to say. You want Jordan or you want Harold
have
Miner,
to-
yo?
Even
You
worse,
have to
you're a
go
perfect
get
seller.
MJ. You have to get MJ. And then Amazon is in so many different, like they're a great logistics company. They run trucking, like someone just commented. And then when you're buying something, who are you looking to buy from? I don't even
Facts.
want to go into Target or Walmart and deal with the line. I have books come in today. So continue to invest there. Billy is too new. And
That's too new.
it's too new. There are probably 14 companies. Shopify is a better company than Billy.
Shopify
On
is
Baby M. That's can
baby
we call it
Amazon.
Baby Amazon? That's
Shopify,
fair.
If anybody,
Now listen, I would agree with that. But
Yep.
but we looking at it from a component of it's an American-based business.
Yes.
You feel me? So we can understand everything that they doing.
Yeah.
We understand everything that they doing. Another thing about Amazon is we got to look at this. This was one of the things I always tell people. Whenever a business becomes like a verb or something, like they have now next level.
Yeah.
So when you say something, I'm about to just Amazon. I'm just on Amazon. Like that's the next. Like I'm gonna just Prime. You got Prime? Oh, I got Prime. Like they have now become that's the word you use when you're trying to mail something or buy something.
Mhm.
I'm not doing that. Like I'm Amazon. When that company name now becomes verb, that's it. Like when you think of things that go in your ear, that's a Q-tip. It cannot even be a Q-tip, but you're gonna call it a Q-tip, right? Or you looking up something, I'm gonna Google it. You might not look on Google. You might be on Safari or something. I'm gonna Google it. Yeah, like when that name becomes a verb, bro, like attach yourself to that, man.
We're gonna go to a few questions. Udelka, I saw your hand, and I guess you just put it down. We're gonna come to Shaq.
Shaq, what's going on, bro?
I'm mute
What's up, man?
muted.
Hey, gentlemen, good evening.
What's going
What's
on?
up, brother?
It's good, Ken.
Good to be here, man. Yo, it's always good to hear from you guys. 100% shout out to Rashad, shout out to Wall Street Trapper, and 100% shout out to Ian.
Salute.
Shout out to Troy. We can't leave Troy out.
Of course, shout out to Troy.
It's all good, man. I
YL.
love you the same, bro.
Yeah, of course. All right, so I had a quick question. So I wanted to know, how do you guys feel about IRAs? Should someone own two, and specifically stash? Should someone own two? And this one is specifically for Ian and Trapper. I know I'm not supposed to ask two, but I'm gonna be quick. How do you feel about trading POWW?
All right, so IRA question first, gentlemen. You guys can take it.
Yes.
I'll let Ian deal with the trading because that's what he do. Right, that's his game. So I don't like stash at all. I tell people all the time I don't like it because when you look into the fine print of it, they making more money off you than you making off investing. So if you look into the fine print of stash, but that's just me. I think when you look into investment, go to brokers that's gonna hold you down. For me, one of the main things I look for when I'm investing when I use a brokerage, can I call somebody and talk to them about my money? Like that's it. That's the go-to for me. That's why I only rock a Robinhood, because I can't get on the phone and call you and explain. You're not going to explain to me what's going on with my money. If I got to email you about my money, that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? That's going to take too long for me to, I got to email you. No, I won't call you. Yo, my money here. What's going on? So that's why I rock with T Ameritrade. When it comes to a Roth, I like a Roth IRA. But for me, I think you only need one. And then, so what I do is I have 3 different accounts. I have a Roth IRA, and then I have a primary account. My Roth IRA is when all I do there is long-term investments, 59.5, max out my $6,000 a year, get my tax benefits from that, and I let that rock. I don't think you actually need 2. I think you could just start another primary account, but that's just me. That's just me, right? Because I don't want to have to max out. So now you're going to try to max out $12,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'd rather just take the 6,000, max that 6 out, and then use my primary account. I could do what I want to do with it. But that's just me. So everybody else may have something different. Ian is a trader. You can ask the king about power. I only trade certain stocks all day, every day.
Yeah, and I'll jump in on the Roth thing. So From an investment standpoint, Roth, max it out, you're great. You need to keep all your funds separate though. Your long-term in trading, do not mix.
Facts.
You're gonna draw down so heavy. That's why I always tell you guys, start with long-term investing first. I know you think that I'm like trying to keep you from the fund. The most money that you're gonna make from the market is the money that you make in your sleep while the market is working for you. So have your Roth, like you said, have your primary, and then you have to have your day trading account separate. Pour the money into the long-term stuff first. POWW, no good. If you are shorting it or if you're doing puts, great. It's at $1.61. If you can short it at a 202, great. It's been falling since it was at $7.95. My dad told me not to curse, so we're gonna keep it clean. Of garbage. So I'm gonna keep it clean because Pops asked me to, and my mom and my brother and everybody, right? It's no good. POW is no good. And when you guys are getting these stocks on the messenger boards, like I said, I can't prove it, but the bad stuff, because I'm in, let's say, trading groups of different persuasions. The ones we get shoveled are not mentioned in the other ones that I'm in. I promise you. Leave POWW alone unless you're going to short it, and then I would do a short target on it and make sure your risk to reward ratio is great. Probably a 5-to-1, and then you're good. If you're going to trade high quality stocks or futures that have liquidity in them, and you're not going to have any gaps in them, and you're good.
Liquidity is always good, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. And then one last question for that was Shaq, right?
That was Shaq.
Shaq. So one last comment. I mean, sometimes. So the most you could put in any IRA is 60. I think it might be 6,500 for this year. But even if you have
they upped it to 6.
So even if you have 2, you can only put the most that amount in, like 3 per. But if you're self-employed, we talked about that before as well. Self-employed pension, a SEP, that's a little bit more involved conversation. But you could put potentially up to $54,000 into that. So if somebody's looking to like, especially like if you're a business owner and you're making a boatload of money, the self-employed pension plan, the SEP IRA, is like an IRA plan on steroids, where it allows, like I said, it's dependent, but it allows you to put up to $54,000 a year in, and that's tax deductible. So for self-employed people or aspiring entrepreneurs, that's something to keep in mind as far as because a lot of times people will start businesses and they don't save for their retirement until later on, because all of their money's been in the business. So like they might be like 45 years old just starting to save, but now they're making $500,000 a year. So now they got to make up for the lost time that they didn't put money in before. Yeah.
You Duncan, I hope I'm saying that right. You are unmuted. What's up?
I just wanted, this is Duncan's husband, but I just wanted to go again on the stash. So is it wise to get it, if you don't have like $100 and some dollars to put in or $500 to buy XYZ, to put in a little bit in all these little in all the stocks as they build, so you can own the actual shares? Because that's why I signed up for stash, in order to put a little bit of money and spread it out until I own a share of each company. So is that a wise decision to do, or is it better to just throw all the money into one stock that I like?
I always tell people, if you need to see, so us being African-American, we need to see that it's real because we think that it's fake. Now, anything that involves more risk, we'll jump foot first in it. And if you need to see proof from fractional reserves, do it for 2 or 3 months. Once you see that you can actually make 8%, go to TD Ameritrade. Go to which broker? All of them are good. All of them are good. TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, E-Trade, Scottrade. Of them, and then start to buy quality. So if you need to see proof of concept, I get it. Start off in the little leagues and play T-ball, but you need to graduate to a real brokerage. And I like TD Ameritrade. I don't get any kickbacks from them. That's who I just personally use. But all of them are good. You guys ask. Vanguard is amazing. Low fee structure. Use them. Stash, Robinhood as a beginning point. But when you see that you graduate and get in the league, and you're good.
Appreciate that, Udelka. Jamila, thank you for being patient. All of our earners on EYLU, we appreciate your patience. We are going to get to all of you, I promise. Jamila, what's going on?
Hello, can y'all hear me?
We hear you perfectly.
What's going on? How you doing?
I had a question. So I started all of my children's investment account, and I started it when the market crashed. So I invested in like ExxonMobil, Baxter, Sauber Healthcare REIT, and they're all up to 20 to 40%. So my question is, should I just take my profit from that and then, like they were saying before, just buy like fractional shares of like Amazon and Apple? or should I just stay with what I got now and just?
How old are your kids?
Well, they're 8, 4, and 12.
Nah.
Don't take them out to the 25 or 30.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trap. Can you talk? I know Trap talks a lot about investing for his child. So yeah,
So, I don't want to take the money out of the investment account. Should
Nah,
I?
don't. So this was gonna happen right here. This was gonna happen. You take the money out right now, and you're gonna pay so much tax on it. You're gonna wish you would have kept it in there.
Yep.
You're gonna wish you would have kept it in there. You're gonna get taxed at 22% on your profit. So what we got, one of the things I want you to do is you start an account for your kids, you let it ride. The only thing I want you to do is make sure you reinvest the dividends, right? So your dividends could be reinvested, and then your dividends will now buy you shares in the long run. You never want to invest as soon as the market your thing goes up 40%, you take that out, and then you start, because you're making it complicated, right? What happens is, and I'm gonna be real with you, a lot of times people don't have a full understanding of the market. So what they want to do is they make investment decisions based out of fear. They want to see the money go up, they want to take the money out, and then they want to put it somewhere else. No, don't complicate it. Keep the money in there at least for a year and a day. But if you're investing for your kids, especially younger kids like that, they have enough time to see the market recover so many times. If you got dividend invested, dividend paying companies, reinvest the dividend, let the dividend keep adding value to it, and then you'll win in the long run, Queen.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Jamal,
EYL.
Jamal, what's going on?
Fellas, what's good?
What's going on, bro?
My God.
What's going on? My guys, Ian.
What's
Shit,
poppin',
Traffic,
man?
what's good? Hey, listen,
God,
man. I love y'all both. Listen, I've taken a lot from both of y'all and put it into my arsenal. You've helped me accumulate some good wealth as we continue to move forward. I know you guys are getting a little bit into, you actually talked about it a bit as far as like transportation, or who are like Canada. I know Trapper was saying is a good one, but I guess one of my questions is a little bit broader, just based off of like the supply chain. And I think that we're gonna have a different thing when it comes to like you said, like Singapore we couldn't get masks from them, they shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all looked into like Mexico? Because I've heard, trying to put some more supply chains closer to home, being able to transport it. And I think just based off of the pandemic, that there's going to be opportunities now to look at things that are like, like you can get access to certain things that need to come home that you can't necessarily produce here at a certain price in the US, but right across the border, it's possible. So I wanted to get like both of your thought processes on that, and if you've been kind of being up to date on it.
So I actually own a company called STZ, Constellation Brands. And the reason why I bought into Constellation Brands was because they had this extremely dope moat. Moat is a competitive advantage that a business has. Their moat is they have a plug to Mexico. They're the only brewing business that has a plug to Mexico. I've been watching that business strong lately, especially with Trump being in office, because I wanted to see how it was going to affect them, because he had this thing about building borders and all that. So I wanted to see how it was going to affect them, because they had a plug with Mexico, and it didn't affect them. The stock is still continuously growing. I think we're up right now, maybe like 40-45% on it since the day I got it. So I think if that can happen, I think that's a goal, if you can find that. But for me, you can't take Trump's word lightly, man. This dude hit me saying, he be firing, bro. He be firing on all cylinders, bro. I think I've never seen a president, probably besides Nixon and Watergate, that has moved the market this much, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just be. I wouldn't say Mexico is out of the equation, because it does make sense. It is easy access, but I would just be real cautious of it, bro.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good.
Appreciate you, bro.
Good question. Appreciate that.
It is coming on 1 hour in, so I'm gonna give you the earnings that we are watching for this week. We're gonna go to Thursday. Costco. A lot of people are doing a lot of bulk shopping, so it'll be interesting to see their earnings for the quarter. Ulta Beauty is another company that we're keeping an eye on. And Jamal, you're gonna love this. I love that you called in. Kenny P. Grove's earnings will be coming in.
I'm up, man. Finally turned to the green with this business, man.
So we are keeping an eye on those. Those are our three for this week. It is usually we do it at the 8 o'clock hour, but we do it at the 7 o'clock hour for tonight's special event.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit the like button too, YouTube, if you can.
Yeah,
I was-
hit them likes,
Hey, yo,
share with
Hey, yo,
friends.
YouTube, do me a favor, right? We have 1.9. We need to get to 2. Go tell your sister,
Come
your
on,
cousin, your
baby.
husband, your
That's a major
wife. Go
salute.
tell them to come on so we can hit this 2 mark and have a real celebration. And then we can go party after this. Ernest,
Yeah, man, we need that. We need that.
what's going on? We coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted, bro.
Hey, gentlemen. It's been great to be here. The insight is awesome. The community is awesome, and I'm just so proud to be a part of EYL. A quick question, no doubt. I had a question in regards to a second COVID wave, right? We pray it doesn't happen, but what are your concerns if it does happen? And are you doing anything to mitigate the potential losses that we'll get from the gains we've had over the last 45 days or so?
I'm gonna jump in real quick.
Go ahead, yeah.
Unfortunately, because people don't want to stay in the house, it's a high probability of it happening. From an investment standpoint, if the market tanks again, you should thank God for a second opportunity at the first wave that you guys missed.
Yep.
Go
ahead.
Okay, I didn't really understand you the first time. And you said about doing what with the first profits we made?
You should be happy when the market drops again.
Oh, right. Reinvest. Gotcha.
But when the market drops again, so when we have historic, like when they are on CNBC all day, telling you, and Trap, I know you look on CNBC all day, right? Kids news coming up, breaking news, the Dow's down 1,000 for the 5th day in a row. You guys should hear Black Friday sale.
That's right.
That's cold for us. So I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah.
Black Friday sale.
Facts.
And go crazy on the technology side, because technology is going to be the first to recover. Venture capitalists, economy is not going to be able to survive without technology. So if it's happening again, and it's an important key to buy every single month. Unless you have 100 grand to put into the market, 200 grand that you can buy at the lows, buy every single month, and it should be the first bill that you pay. Because
dollar cost average. Gotcha.
Your cell phone company, insurance, they're not going to give you anything for your family. The market will.
Speaking of tech, real quick, your thoughts on Fastly and Twilio?
Fastly, okay. Twilio, okay. I'm gonna pull it up, and if you want to, are you in it already?
Yeah, I'm in it. I've gamed I actually pulled out profits on Fastly. I got like 110% on it. I pulled out jobs other positions as well.
What did you get it on Twilio?
I got it on Twilio at 95.
Oh my God, brother, take some profit off if it slides.
I was about to say that. Yeah, take some profit off with Twilio.
Yeah, I got Fastly at 18.
Back down to 180, exit, and you'll be good. You hit a home run on that.
You hit a home run. Yeah, 100%. I agree with Ian on that 100%, man. So if you didn't catch the first wave, I think one of the things too we got to realize is this: we got to stop having that fear of missing, right? So people jump in the market because they think something about to run up when the market is designed for us to win. The greatest tool you can have with investing is patience. It's the greatest tool. If you're even as a trader, because I trade, but never as much as Ian does. But that's the thing that gets you through all of this. Understanding what you're doing and having the patience to ride it out. So for me, I actually feel the same way. I think that there will be another wave. It will be a W recovery. And so what happens is with everybody outside, we see it. If you're smart, so as investors, what I do is I don't look at the TV to look at, I don't even look at the local news. I look at the worldwide news. Americans are doing. This showed me that as soon as they opened the market up, people was ready. That tells me that more people will get infected, more people will get sick. And then Trump said that we aren't shutting down the next time. This is what he said. He said we aren't shutting down the next time. So what happens now is people aren't working. People are going to get sick. Most stay at home things are going to come up, really good. So then what I'm doing now is I'm no longer investing right now. I personally am going heavy cash right now. I'm going heavy cash right now. And then but again, my strategy is different. I buy in bulk when I get a chance to.
Yep, you gotta, load.
Yeah, I like to buy, like in my trapper community, I like to tell them, man, keep the clips loaded. You know what I'm saying? So I like to buy in bulk. And so when I buy in bulk, I feel refreshed, which was why I was mad with a few of the things I did, because I bought maybe 30% of what I wanted to get, and I didn't go all the way in because I thought it was going to drop a little more. Yeah. But always buy. For me, it's I use two things. I'll do a tester, right? So if I have a goal. I want to get 80 shares of this business, right? So when it first dips, I'll buy 30 or 40 shares in case, because I don't know if everybody else do it, but for me, every time I invest, the stock always goes lower. I don't know what I do to the market that makes that happen, right? I don't know what I do to the market that makes that happen. Yeah, every time I buy shares in the business, it goes lower. So in order for me to trick myself, I say, okay, well, I'll just buy some now, and if it drops another 10%, I'll buy some more later. So I always buy in two tranches when I buy. So I would, like Ian said, you could do that, buy some every month, or if you're patient enough. Only if you're patient enough. Remember, I waited for Chipotle since 2015. Yeah. If you're patient enough, just load up, and then when it does happen, you can just clobber it at one time.
Yeah. And for my fellas, if some J's come out and they on sale for $20 and they legit, how many pair y'all gonna buy?
Facts.
Right. You can't say that you don't know investing, because everything else that you want, when it goes on sale, you buy it like crazy. Same thing, and it's a legendary quote: the stock market is the only place when things go on sale,
everybody run,
and everybody runs.
Shout out to Danielle in the super chat. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this company, but she said, what's your thoughts on the partnership between airports and XSPA to provide rapid COVID testing?
I don't know. XSPA. No, I don't know that one. You got me, Queen.
$$ XS. I don't know what that means.
I know. Terrible. Terrible. Don't do it.
Modestly speaking.
Let me look that up. Who is that? XSPA.
All right, Duncan, what's going on, bro? We coming to you. That's my boy Duncan. Shout out to Duncan. He was in our group yesterday. Bro, I feel inspired this morning. How about you?
Hey, man, I'm feeling wonderful, man. Wonderful. Salute to y'all, boys. You know, I just had a question. I had a question for all of y'all. I hear everybody always talking about tech stocks, but I just wanted to get y'all perspective on cybersecurity. With the world shifting more to tech, we're going to have to secure ourselves. Everybody ain't ready for that yet. So what do y'all
hold on, stop.
Breaking news alert.
Appreciate the question. We're gonna get the answer, but before we got breaking news.
Breaking news alert.
Market Mondays, first time ever in history, 2000. Currently gonna check in. We appreciate
that,
all of y'all.
That's love.
That's a record for Market Monday.
Big things.
Shout out to Ian. If y'all can hit the like button, do not forget YouTube. Hit the like button. It really helps out a lot. And we're doing a 24-hour sale for EYL University annual membership, 48% off with the code UNITY. So if either one of y'all can answer that question from the good brother.
We about to hashtag that EYL.
And since we hit 2000, if you give me one, I'm gonna let Tribe jump in, but you guys can give me your stocks you're looking at, and then the next person after that, I'll tell you the price for to get into. Since we got 2000, I love y'all.
Man, listen.
Right time, bro.
Trap House jump.
Okay.
I love cybersecurity. So I just hired a cybersecurity expert on my team to protect me and my business. And cybersecurity is the wave. No, it's hands down the way. So you thinking ahead of the curve. This is the way you're supposed to be thinking. If technology is the new wave, data is the treasure, cybersecurity and data centers are the light vest. Feel me?
Exactly.
Like that's where you're supposed to be at. So I actually literally right now, no lie, I own 100 shares of CrowdStrike. Bought it at $47. You can look at what it's at right now, and that'll tell you what it is. I'm actually looking at another one that I want to look at, and I'm actually on Digital Realty. Its clients are Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Facebook.
Yep.
And Verizon.
That's also a bonus pick in the stock club for us too. So he gave y'all one for free.
Yeah. So I own both of those, and I'm actually looking for another one. Cybersecurity is the wave. The only thing I will say, if you get into data centers won't blow you away, right? But the dividends will constantly increase because they have clients out of the ass. They're consistently growing and building new data centers. That's like a farm with data centers. Like they continuously looking for new land to grow new centers. So cybersecurity and data centers should definitely be where you're going outside of technology, as far as just, like your typical technology company.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity and data centers should be your next plays, 100%.
I agree.
I hear everybody.
Write it
Go
down.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I hear everybody talking about it, and I know y'all say go with the big dogs. So I'm like, Cisco kind of been around forever, so they kind of like the big dog in the business.
But they do more than just cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Right? They do more than cybersecurity. So, and that's cool. That's great. But for me, I wanted a business that focused on cybersecurity.
Exclusively. And this is a gem too. You always have to listen to what a person is telling you that they're investing in, because they're giving you that lob off the backboard. This is an all-star game.
Facts.
The reason why I'm so passionate about the tech ones that I'm in, because those are the ones that gave my kid more money at 5 than I had when I was 25.
Facts.
I'm telling you what I'm in. So he threw you the lob off the board. Go get it. He gave you, and DLR, fire.
Yeah. I got DLR and I got Crown Strike. I own 100 shares of Crown Strike, bro. There's only a few positions that I own that's like real, that's I'm 100 plus shares in. But Crown Strike was amazing. I listen to their CEO all the time. I done read all of their letters to shareholders. Great business, man. Great. And then what really sold me to was when I added the cybersecurity person to my team, she told me that's who Verizon uses for their cybersecurity. So I was like, say no more.
Done deal. Ian, not you, Ian, the master investor, but Ian, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
What's up, fellas? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Man.
All right, man. Hey, thank you for all this knowledge y'all boys kicking. I just have a couple companies, Hertz and GoGo. What's your opinion on it?
Hertz. Let's talk about Hertz.
Yeah, you know what happened with Hertz.
I'm glad you said Hertz.
I'm glad you said that.
There's been a report this week. I'm not sure if you saw it, Ian, but they have filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Chapter 11.
So why would you? So my thing is this: why would you invest in a company that just filed for bankruptcy?
Yep.
No, I'm saying I guess it was for Ian for day trading.
Dead.
All right.
Yeah. Why would you play around with it?
Remember,
even a trader gonna tell you that. Like any company that filed for bankruptcy, take it off your list.
Yo, you two, put the dead emoji in there.
Yeah, you did. Get away from them, family.
Put the skull emoji in there.
Yeah, don't even on a trading perspective. If you're trading stocks, you still want something with great volume and great liquidity. At $2, it has a chance of being delisted.
Yeah.
Anything penny. So even for me on the future side, it's like we don't want to touch it, because if you get caught in that gap and they halt the market while you're in it,
you dead.
And when I tell you, brother, you shouldn't invest in it, you're not gonna want to hear that. So, and we got the same name anyway. Let me help you out. Your laptop across the room. Don't do it. And I've been telling you guys, anything with an engine in it is a liability.
That's a fact.
The only company tied with an engine is Boeing that I like. That's because they
said Tesla.
And Tesla, but Tesla's a technology company being.
No engine. They don't have an engine.
No engine.
Tesla doesn't have an engine.
Y'all
about to say Rashad, they don't even have no engine. Bro.
He's slipping, chat. He's slipping, chat. They about to go out of space with it this week too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with Ian 100% on that. When the market crashed, I don't really say it was a crash, but when the market went down early, they had 5 companies on my list that I really wanted to dig into. I caught 4 of them instead of 5. Boeing was number 1 on my list, number 2 on my list next to Chipotle, but Boeing was there because with Boeing you didn't deal with an actual airplane business, you dealt with the manufacturer. So for me that was, and you know what I'm saying, so for me that's it. So I agree with Ian 100%. If you trying to deal with anything that got an engine in it, you on the wrong level. You investing from 30 years ago, yo, that's the past. General Motors, Chrysler, Fiat, you not about to get Ford, you not about to get no maximum gains out of that. Let them go. Think ahead, yo. If you're trying to invest in electric cars, don't go look at these new cars that's coming out that's saying they're gonna be competitors with Tesla. Go ahead on, save your money, get your share of Tesla, and be done with it.
Shout out to Pete. Another record. The largest super chat we've ever received. $200 on a super chat.
Oh, is that my man Pito from Florida?
My guy, I'll see you.
Pito ain't playing.
Pete, appreciate that.
Sabrina, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. Shout out to the BX 241st. What's up?
Yeah, come on with it.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
How you doing?
Good.
Pete over here getting his bread. He be putting mad info in the group chat. So I rock.
Pete is no joke.
Shout out to Pete.
Yeah, so I was gonna piggyback off of what Ian had said earlier. I had heard this and it stuck with me. Anything that Black people don't understand, we call it the devil. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't understand it, that's what we call it. But at the same time, what do y'all feel about Moderna? With the execs dumping all of they, at 30 million of the stock. How do y'all feel about that?
Like doing their homework. I like that.
So, I'll let Ian. You want to hit that, Ian?
No, you go first. I'll follow up.
So for me, I'm not gonna lie, I never chased the vaccines. I didn't chase vaccines, so I wasn't running behind it. I feel like if you wanted to get a vaccine, I talked about it on Trapping Tuesdays. Go with IBB, right? Or IBH, 2 vaccine ECFs. You're gonna have Amgen. You're gonna have Moderna. You're gonna have Regeneron. You're gonna have all those. That's a safe play for you, right? Because before you invest in Moderna, most people trying to invest in it, they're looking for the vaccine. They're trying to think that they're gonna lead it, but nobody knows who's going to be the first one to drop the vaccine. So if you want to get a safe play in a vaccine play, just get the ETF and you'll be safe. As far as companies do it all the time, it's called pump and dump. It's simply what it's called. Put something out there, make the market jump on it. When the stock price goes high, I dump my shares. It happens every day. One of the things I always say, before you get in the game, learn the rules of the game. News drives the stock market. It doesn't tell you the value of the business. You need to learn, if I invest in a business, it's not because of what I heard on the news, it's because of I understood the value that the business brings to the marketplace. Once I understand the value, then I put a price on the value, then I'm good with it. I'm never running behind the new thing or chasing a headline. That's me.
Yep. And then also for those of you that are in it, I told you guys, and I'll tell you guys publicly too, if you're still in, exit at 65, because even when it went up to 87, it went $5 out of the standard deviation. So it's going to slide anyway. You guys have to realize too, there's also hedge funds that are violently competing for the companies that they're in to move. So before every investment, you have to know when you want to get in, when you want to get out. So you have to know your parachute price of where you want to exit. It hit 87 and violently pulled back. Great. If you're still in, take profit at 65, because most of you, I told you guys to get in at 35 and 40. You're good there. There will be more opportunities. This coronavirus is not going away. There's going to be a ton of players who are going to have something there. He gave you an ETF, and that goes back to my index or all-star team matched with technology stocks. You're golden. Take profit at 65 if it drops there, and be happy. Go to the race and then go to the next one. You're good.
Sabrina. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Dan the barber. $100 super chat. Appreciate you. And shout out to all the barbers out there. I know it's a tough time right now. You're not getting any money from the government, and a lot of your businesses are not still approved. Barbers are essential workers, so let's hope that the barbershops can get open and we can practice some form of social distancing. But we got to make sure that the barbers are taken care of. We can't forget about the barbers for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, Trap. I had a question. So we talk about technical analysis a lot in companies, but you're real big on breaking companies down, right? So can you just take a couple of minutes and just kind of explain your process as far as, and shout out to my guy Jose, we gotta get him on here, the millennial money mentor. He's a really dope dude. Y'all should follow him on Instagram, and he had a dope
Jose, man.
That's my guy. He had
we met in Atlanta.
Yeah, he had a dope post, but he kind of broke down how to look at a company's balance sheet. He talked about like debt, assets, liabilities, PE ratio. So can you just talk about like a few things that you might look at when you're evaluating a company?
All right. So for me, the first thing I want to do is I look at the company profile. I need to know everything that I can understand about that business before I even look at the numbers. Because what happens is we have this thing that where when we see the numbers sway us one way or another, right? The numbers, we can look at the numbers. We'll be like, oh, $1 million, $1 billion. We go to putting this idea in our head already. We look at the stock price. The first thing we say about it, oh, I'm gonna wait for the stock price to fall. Not even understanding the value of the business. So for me, what's important for me is understanding not only what the business is, what they do, understanding their core business and their core asset. The next thing is actually seeing financially, how have they grown? So I'm looking for financial growth. So now one of the things you're gonna look at is that balance sheet, right? Fundamental analysis, right? No matter what business you are, no matter where you are in business, the objective of your business is to make money. That's the only way you can survive, right? So in looking at a company's balance sheet, we want to look at the balance sheet tells us about assets and liabilities that a business has, right? So you'll see 4 factors on it that's really important. You'll see current assets, current liabilities. So current assets and current liabilities mean money that's due to the business or money that's owed out to the business between now and 12 months. Current, the word current, right? Now, when you take the current assets and you take the current liabilities away, that gives you what's called working capital, right? Working capital is the money that the business has on hand, on deck, or due to them within a 12-month time span. Think about this. A lot of businesses that are going bankrupt now had negative working capital, right? It's kind of like somebody telling you have an emergency fund. It's the equivalent to that. Businesses operate the same way. They have to have money that they can use in case something happens within a 12-month time span. They need that. Then you'll have total assets, total liabilities. You want that to be positive. When you take all away a company's total liabilities from the total assets, you want that to be positive overall, that the company is in good financial standings. So also we looking at is we can go to the actual income statement. On that income statement, we'll hear what's called top line and bottom line growth, right? Top line equals the revenue that comes into a business, right? So all the money that comes in through sales is called revenue. Bottom line, again, is the profit. Net. Gross is everything. Net is once you take everything away, this was left over, right? So what we want to look at is when we're looking at the revenue, there's this thing called cost of revenue. So now we need to see how much did it cost the business to bring this revenue in. So that's marketing, that's advertising, that's whatever they had to do to bring that in. So you're going to take that cost of revenue from the revenue, and then what's left from there, we'll see where the net is in there. And then we'll go to the income statement, the balance sheet, and we'll look at the assets and liabilities. And we can get into cash flow statement because that's what's important to me. What's important to me is cash flow. I want to also see the balance sheet positive. I want working capital be the positive, but I want to see cash flow positive. Cash flow is the money that's going in and out of a business. We want that to be positive because if the business is not investing money right, if the business is not loaning money right, if the business isn't investing shareholder capital right, there's some metrics that we look at. We look at ROIC, return on invested capital, right? Businesses are actually just like banks, right? Because a business is like, yo, we got all this money, we need to do something with this money. So a business will literally go to another business and be like, look, you got $120 billion on your book that you ain't doing nothing with. Instead of me getting a bank loan, let me get a loan from you. A business like, okay, cool, we'll give you that. We'll give you that loan. Businesses do this all the time, right? And so what gets some businesses caught up, and this is getting into something a little different, is a lot of businesses will have these share buybacks. This is another thing that can cause businesses to go bankrupt, because what happens is a share buyback is when the business takes and buys some of its shares off the market. So when a business buys some of its shares off the market, this increases the stock price. So one of the most important things in business and investing, people always say that the customer is always right. You only hear that term inside of a store on the management supervisor level. Once you get into the investment level, the number one rule is add value to shareholders. How can we add value to shareholders? One of the ways we add value to shareholders is by buying back shares, increasing the stock price. That's how we add value, right? So now check this out. You're supposed to take money that you make and have it set on side for a rainy day. But instead, you have greedy CEOs, and what they do is every time they have money, they're buying back shares. They're consistently buying back shares. So if you consistently buying back shares, true enough, you are adding value to shareholders. But when times like this, something that comes out of nowhere, now your business can't float because you've now bought share buybacks 3 years in a row and you have no money on the side. While you have companies like Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they literally have $100 billion, $80 billion. Warren Buffett has $132 billion in money sitting right there. Microsoft has $148 billion. Apple has they had $190 billion sitting there, not doing nothing with it. These are the type of businesses we want to deal with. So those are some things that I personally look at without going too deep. Just keep it on a, on a level where we all can dissect this. You want to look at working assets. I mean, current assets, current liabilities, take those away. You'll get working capital. You want that to be positive. And then you'll have total assets, total liabilities. You want to take the assets from that. You want that to be positive, and you want the cash flow from the business to be positive. I hope I ain't go too deep. I try to keep it certain stuff.
That was dope. I just had one follow up. So everything you said was free jury. I hope everybody paid attention.
Put them houses up on YouTube, man.
Once again, shout out to my guy Jose. He had a dope post, and he said like he goes to Yahoo Finance to find out this stuff. Like, do you use Yahoo Finance? Like, what website do you use to actually look to see all this information?
Yahoo Finance is good, but it can be outdated, right? It's 2020 right now. We've entered the second quarter. For some businesses, you'll go to Yahoo Finance and it'll still say 2018. You know what I'm saying? So you can use that. Somebody put it in there. You can use sec.gov or EDGAR. But for me personally, I'm going straight to the company website. I'm going straight to the website. I'm going straight to the investor relations page. I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to see. I'm going to look at transcripts. See, I'm an avid reader. I'm a learning machine, right? So I'll look at an sec.gov all day. I'll look at investor relation report all day. I'll look at annual reports from 4 years ago to see how the revenue has consistently grown, how the income, how the earnings have consistently grown. It's great as a, I'll say it's like as something quick to go to. But if you go there and it's 2020 and they still got fourth quarter 2018, now you're gonna be stuck. You don't know what to go to now. So now you got to go to, again, sec.gov. And I'm going to be real with you, that site can confuse a lot of people. sec.gov, if you don't know what you're going to look for, you'll get lost there. So the next best thing is to just go to the investor relations phase of any company, right? And they'll tell you everything you need to know there. So for me, I'll use the SEC, I'll use Yahoo Finance, but it ain't my go-to. It ain't my go-to.
There's a whole lot of houses going up, man.
A whole lot of houses. And I want to jump in real quick. Even on the buyback side, like remember like in the mid 2000s, early 2000s when the artists would come out and they'd be like, yo, he sold 600,000 and you like, I don't hear anybody playing this record though.
Right.
It's a corporate version of Universal and Def Jam buying all them records.
Facts.
And like you said, when you get in trouble, now you have no real money to invest into the actual business. And to piggyback off what Trap was saying, like when you're looking at those numbers, when you go to the technical side, go look at Ford and see how their balance sheet was. Ford's been in trouble for a long time. GM been in trouble for a long time. And that's why we try and keep it simple with the analogies and the comparisons. Like if you would not want to drive a Ford or a GM, then why would you want to put your money there? And that's why I ask everyone, what kind of phone you have? Most people have iPhone. It's the easy way to segue into that. So those buybacks, be careful because if the company is doing well, you're going to have enough institutions, hedge funds, and retail investors that buy it on their own, and they'll have to buy their own records back to get them spins up in the market.
Shout out to Enron 23136. So this is better and more informative than a week on Squawk Box, Fast Money, Mad Money, closing bell combined.
Listen more.
Hey man, come on, man. Come on, man.
That's a fact. And then shout out to Trishia. I hope I'm saying that correct. 101 super chat. Appreciate you. She said, this is the best market Monday. Thank you, EYL. Ian, Wall Street Trapper, already a part of Stock Club. EYL University, I'm on my way. And make sure you also take Wall Street Trapper's course. Yep. We got that in the link, and I was going to talk about that at the end. But yeah, educate. There's never enough education.
That's a fact.
You need to get as much education as possible. Wall Street Trapper got a dope course. He got his whole selection of different courses and the Trappers Anonymous Facebook group. So
there's so much that we can't just make this a one-time thing, because I wanted to talk about dividends and dividend yields,
we
but
got like 2 more questions.
But we got so many people waiting on
let's take a few
EYL University,
take a few more questions.
And they've been so patient. Rob, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted, Rob.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Shout out to Woodland's Finest on the.
Rob, what up, kid?
Good, baby.
What's going on?
I'm chilling. I'm so proud, man. I'm so proud of y'all, man. So keep rocking, man. Keep rocking.
Yeah, my man, Rob. What's good, baby?
I'm chilling.
Where you staying now, man?
I'm in Philly. Philly stand up. Philly. But I got a rep where I was from, though. White Plains. You heard?
Yeah, Greenberg specifically.
True.
Connecting on here, man.
Yeah. So cool. Hey, I had a question, man. So we had a situation come up. It was a real good opportunity. So I don't recommend this for everybody, but I took out $100K out of the IRA. So I won't get into the reasons why, but we set aside 25 G's for taxes. And then from what I read, I think we have like 3 years to declare it and then pay it back. So my question specifically was, do you feel like the stock market, now I don't mind some risk, because if something happens, I'm in a situation where I could pay it. But like, do you feel like the stock market is a good play, just to play with that money instead of the government holding it? And I think specifically for Ian, this question is for you too, Trap, but for Ian, would you rock with like some of the retirement plays? Because I'm in Panda Club as well. So just a question of like, how would you play that pretty much a 3-year hold on that, and whether the stock market's a good place for that?
Yeah, we can have a more personal conversation about why you liquidated in those, because I want you to keep your money into the market as long as possible.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know me, like, to be able to get the holy trinity of long-term investing, swing trading, and then day trading, it took me a time to get there, but the foundation is always long-term. If it's up to me, I have you keep the money in the market 50 years. I know most black people don't want to do that, but that's the real plug. Like, the longer you great, but as far as the retirement picks, yes, start there. The next drop, I want you to put money in heavy, but the biggest thing that you can do that will secure your future, and for everyone listening, minimum hold of 5 years. I know it's scary at first, because I know you're thinking about what can I do to get money in the interim, but think of if our parents knew this information going back to the 70s and 80s, how much better, because I'm gonna be real with you. We're the only race that actively has to have this conversation. Everyone knows it like the back of their hand. Excuse me for cursing. Everyone else knows it like the back of their hand. So yeah, I would do a 3-year hold on it, minimum. And even like the term play and flip, it connotates that we don't know what we're doing. We're not being strategic on how we're getting in. So yeah, I'll be able to guide you in, but those quality companies, please, I am begging you from the bottom of my heart, please hold as long as possible. Please hold.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. 100%, man. If you're gonna put it in the market, you took it out to put it in the market, King. Definitely, find you some good businesses that have great moats. That's one of the best things you can do. Is find a business that has a great competitive edge, because those businesses, they do numbers when you least expect it, and it's because of the moat. Why they do those numbers? Find you a few of those. You don't even need a lot. You can find you a few businesses that have great moats in them, and you can put that.
Trap, we
appreciate it.
We catch you in the matrix right now a little bit.
Yeah, it's all good though, but the devil's alive, so they playing with your Wi-Fi, Trap. They're trying to. It's too much information being shared. They trying to shut it down.
I told you, once you start talking about cybersecurity, I'm telling you, it got real glitchy, bro. It got real glitchy, bro. So we got to be careful on these lines until we also cybersecurity.
And for everyone asking about if he's not tapped back in, It's just think of it as a company that has a competitive advantage that cannot be taken away. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon all have them. There are other companies that do, but you cannot, like the loyalty of this brand, you can't strip that away.
Nope.
Samsung can make the same phone, but just off iMessage alone, it's enough people who stay for that. Then you have iTunes. Podcasts are huge, right? So shout out to everybody that listens to Earn Your Leisure. Podcasts are a Apple creation.
Yep.
Literally, it's in the name, podcast from the iPod. The companies that have those kind of competitive advantages, you're not going to be able to take away. Do you use Google or Bing? I don't ever hear anybody say I'm a Bing anything, ever.
And one quick, I'll just add to that, Rob. You have 60 days. There's a 60-day rule, but now with the Corona situation, the government extended it to 120 days. Where if you take money out of an IRA, you have 120 days to put it back without getting penalized. So if you took it out your IRA to invest, I mean, you probably should put it back into the IRA and invest it, because you're not going to pay tax. Like if you took it out just to put it back in the stock market, you're going to pay taxes if it's not in a retirement account. So if it's going to be in the stock market anyway, it probably makes more sense to just put it back into the IRA and invest it into whatever stock or mutual fund or index fund or however you want to invest it, as opposed to just taking it out and investing it in the stock market in a non-retirement account, because then you're going to pay a 10%, well, you're not going to pay a 10% penalty tax this year, but you'll pay a state and federal tax. So you're going to end up paying like 35%, maybe even more, depending on your tax bracket.
You're going to miss out on all the gains by taking the money. Like, listen, I know you guys always ask about a book, so Rob, I'm going to tell you this one. So I'm going to show you how tattered this book is to me. This is my Bible. Money, Master the Game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you're a ball player and I can sit you down with Mike, and Mike be like, I'm gonna give you the game and give you every move you need.
Facts.
This is that book. I have no affiliation with Tony Robbins. I probably have lost $300,000 recommending this book a year, but it's I love, and that's the right thing to do, because I'm only gonna tell you guys what I'm investing in and what I love. If you read this book, this will be your guide. That's
it. That's facts. That's facts.
You're good.
We got two more questions from EYL University. Kia, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted, Kia.
Hello.
What's up,
Kia? Can you hear me?
What's up, Kia?
Hi, guys. Hi, guys. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep, you're good.
Okay, I'm just walking away from the barbecue. So I have a question. So I have a 457 deferred comp plan with my employer. I had my funds, they selected my funds. I probably had about 13,000 in the account. So after listening to EYL, after listening to Wall Street Trapper, listening to Ian, I thought the funds were trash, moved the funds into 2 other accounts, mostly tech-based, and started investing in those. Am I going to have to pay any sort of tax or fees on that transaction?
I'll answer this. If it's inside of your retirement account, there's 2 types of investment accounts: non-qualified and qualified. A non-qualified is a regular. You open up a Fidelity account and you just put money from your bank account. A qualified plan is a 457 plan, an IRA, a SEP IRA, a 403B plan, a retirement account. So if you move the funds but it's still in your retirement account, or if you move the funds and it's in an IRA, like if you transitioned it, if you rolled it over into an IRA, you're not paying taxes. If you cash the money out completely, put it in your bank account, and then reinvest it after that, that is a taxable event.
No, it's still in the funds, so I'm good on that end. And then 2 other questions I had. They're quick.
Key was on the ground. Now Key was on the ground. So Key, you missed the part where we was just trying to take one question, because a lot of people don't.
Oh, my bad.
I know you was on the grill, and you ain't send us no footage. So I'm gonna let one more go.
Okay. All right. So then the other question I had is, so I have an old retirement account that's just sitting. Do I roll that over into my present 457, or do I start like a Fidelity or an account with like TD Ameritrade or something?
Email me. I'm still a practicing financial
He's
advisor.
still in the game.
Okay.
That's the majority. I gotta plug that every once in a while.
And I'll do it for you. A lot of you guys need to ask Rashad questions. I know he's humble, right? He is a beast.
Yo, listen, Ian, let me plug him, right? As his first client, right? His first ever client. This guy is a straight beast.
Monster.
If you listen to the episodes, he reminds you every now and then, like, I am a financial. He humbly said, I'm gonna say, like, this is my guy. He represents me, he represents my father, and pretty much all of our friends. We don't just do business with him because we like him. We do it because he's efficient.
Okay. All right. I'll be emailing you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Hey, yo, Mike, that's gonna be a clip.
Appreciate it.
Yo, Jamal, what's up? I haven't seen your name before, so we coming to you to close the show on the questions. Jamal, unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Hey, I just wanted to kind of touch on getting in and actually buying. I'm a part of the club with Ian. I'm also part of EYL. You guys are doing a phenomenal job.
Appreciate you, bro.
But as far as getting in, do you recommend pre-market buying or aftermarket, or what is it, a certain time of day that you should buy? Because just like Trevor said, it seems like every time I buy something, it goes down. And,
if I recommend it to you, Microsoft.
Say that again.
I said, except if I recommend it to you to Microsoft, which one are you looking to get in? I got you.
I got you. I'm in Microsoft. I'm in Apple. My next one to get in, I'm on Voo. Next one I'm getting in is Amazon. But
yeah, maybe that. I think that's Jamal. Not to cut you off, but that's a good question. I think just in general for people, because it's like, I know you said early in the day and later in the day, and then like the pre-market thing is great. Aftermarket is crazy too, because it's like stocks move a lot.
Yeah.
Able to actually trade. And you look at a stock, it's like $120 when it closes, and by the time you want to buy it, it's up to $135 like at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's something that a lot of people aren't even familiar with as far as after. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way to actually buy aftermarket positions is future trading. Is that not correct?
You can place a limit order, but here's the bigger lesson. Everyone, I want you to take home with. I want you to get my favorite utensil. See if I can grab it. This. I want you to write down every price for every stock that you want to get into before you get into it. Because when the market moves, so even green and red candles have a positive and negative connotation. The broker's only job is to be a toll road and to take your money and fill your order. You know, when you lose in a trade or your investment goes bad, they never call and check on you. It is your responsibility to pick the spot that you want to get in. What helps me a lot is to write down where I want to get in, and if it does not go to that price, I do not touch, so I don't chase it at all. And when you plan it out, now the best time when you can look to do it, you have a little bit more success if you buy it at the close, because you don't have to deal with all the whip and the volatility, and you can have a percentage gain. But most important, the number one reason why people don't have enough money for retirement, because they overthink shooting a shot. So if you're just getting them every month, quality ones, you're going to be good. But if you're looking for a percentage edge, look towards the close to get them, and then ride them throughout the night, and you're good. But the most important thing, buy them every month like clockwork, and you're golden. But you can do it post-market.
Hey, yo, it's good. Yo, Ian, man, that's great advice. Appreciate you, Jamal. Appreciate that. It's getting crazy in the EYL comments. Somebody's asking about warrants. Listen, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. Stop playing. We don't talk about warrants. We're not here for that.
I heard that 161st Street. What was that? I
don't know the precinct. I don't know who said that.
We're not talking about no police precinct.
I don't know them.
Gentlemen, this is going on an hour and 45 minutes. It's crazy. I feel like we got to do this again because there's so much stuff. We haven't got to dividend investing. I had a bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk to Trapper about. But first and foremost, I want to just thank everybody on YouTube. I want to thank everybody at EYL University for checking us out on a holiday. As I said, hopefully we can do this again. I want to thank Wall Street Trapper for coming in and spitting nothing but fire. And as I said, Wall Street Trapper, I'll let him tell it as well. But if you're not familiar, he has a whole educational platform that he has where he has a private real estate group, I mean, a private stock group. He has a stock course. And I believe also the Meet the Plug. I don't know if that's
Is Meet the Plug still going on, Trap?
Nah, man, pandemic in the building, fam. We shut down to 2021, bro.
You ain't me in the plug.
No more Meet the Plug. But yeah, all the information is in our bio of this video. Wall Street Trapper, one of the smartest when it comes to this, and he also has his show on his YouTube channel called Trapping Tuesdays
tomorrow, right?
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trap, can you tell them about everything that you got going on? Once again, appreciate you coming on.
Oh man, for sure, man. I just want to first say I appreciate y'all, appreciate Ian. I like it. It was like a lightning round, man. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, like an old Seagull and Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that, man. I appreciate that energy. Yeah. So we got Trapper University, man. Trapper University. I own that name. Let's put that out there too. You know what I'm saying? I own that. We got that trademark, Trapper University. You know what I'm saying? So with Trapper University, we have a few things going on right now. I'm doing 40% off the Wall Street Trapper course. And it breaks down how to research, what to research, where to research. It goes more in depth into the fundamentals because that's what I'm into. We also have I have the Trappers Anonymous, which is a group sort of just like EYL, but we focus just on stocks. We do a lot of book clubs. Actually, we reading Unshakable right now. Speaking of that, we read Unshakable right now. We finishing that off Wednesday. We do a lot of stock market breakdowns every day. We post in the group every day. We have live group sessions. I give them homework. I give them worksheets. We got a lot going on over there because my goal was just to walk people through the whole process of starting from the beginning and walking you through graduating yourself all the way through so you can have the confidence and you can know what it took for you to invest in this market. A lot of times it's not that we can't invest, it's just we don't understand the language. And also the market can move at such a rapid pace and it can scare us if we don't know. So for me, the goal was to slow the game down for us. Just like a quarterback or somebody going to the pros, once the game slow down, then you can execute. Right, so it's me teaching people how to execute and grafting and cultivating a culture of people that thought like me and then can think better than me, man. So that's what Trap University all about. Check out the Wall Street Trap course. It's 40% off. DM Rashad, the word Buffett, and I'll give him the code to get y'all 40% off on it in there. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, you was kind of chop the screw. I'm gonna finish it off for you. So, yeah, Wall Street Trapper got a dope course for you. So, am I talking? Wall Street Trapper. I don't know
what is that.
Nah.
Wow.
Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all.
We good.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. I didn't know what was going on, but
yeah,
Wall Street Trapper got a dope educational platform. So yeah, DM me the word Buffett and 40% off. I'll give you the link. 40% off.
Yeah,
I'm the plug.
Meet the plug, man.
Meet the plug.
Meet the plug.
And
yeah, I'll give it. Yeah,
if y'all could just do us a favor and like this video, just hit the like button, please. This will probably. In a week, this will probably have like 25,000 viewers. So we deeply appreciate this. And this is, spreading the word, and we just got to continue to spread it. And it's crazy that you said that, Trapper, about going back and forth with the rappers, because I put it in my story. I don't know if you've seen, I was just inspired. I listen to a lot of rap music, and I put First it was Jay-Z and Big.
Yeah.
And then it was Nas and AZ.
Yeah.
And then it was Kissing Styles.
Yeah.
And then,
Pun and Joe.
And then and Ghost and Ray.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of that back and forth flow.
Yeah.
And I
back and forth flow, man. I love that.
Yeah. So I just had a feeling tonight was going to be like one of those legendary moments. So Ian, I'm gonna give you the floor now. Anything you want to make the public aware of? Red Panda, I know you said early on, but you can repeat that again as far as opening up to the public as far as trading and stuff like that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. So since you guys got me popping, That made that EYL. And Trap told me that he like, man, that EYL bump is gonna be serious. Get ready. So I know a lot of you want to trade futures, but you don't have the money to join Apex or Alpha. So at 9 o'clock tonight, I will be giving you a free strategy for how to set up Ninja and how to trade. There is no follow-up sale. It's completely free. So for the first time ever, I'm going to give you a strategy that you can use. I love y'all so much. I thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm glad you guys can see the chemistry. So if you guys want us to do it again, let me know. And then at some point, well, we got to get a Red Panda and Trapper universe. And let them cross. The thing that you guys can see, we like the same companies. We may break it down differently, but good investors are seeing the same value. So he'll say value, I'll say extreme low. I'll say, okay, let's look at the 5-year and let's look at the management and who's on the team. Great. He'll say funded. It's all the same thing. So I love you guys so much. And Trap, like I said, I'm gonna tell you again, man. Thank you from day one. From day one, when the interview came out, I was like, man, I heard you got some fire. Get ready. Step up.
Ian, what platform is it tonight, and what is it? What time? Central Standard Time, Eastern
Central Standard Time. So all you have to do is go to joinredpanda.com, put in your name and email, and I'm going to send you the setup absolutely for free. There's nothing to buy.
And then we live tomorrow. We live tomorrow morning, right?
Yep. Get right to it in Zoom at 8:30 a.m. Central.
And once again, we got the book club challenge that we're going to be announcing, but everybody's invited to take place. The name of the book is the 12-week challenge. And we got EYL University, which is the private real estate group, weekly webinars, over 60 past webinars, discounts on live events, a whole vibe. We do this every single Wednesday. We got, shout out to Jose, the credit dude, DJ Envy's team. He's doing a class for us this Wednesday on how to build business credit. That's a big one, how to build business credit. 24-hour flash sale for that. It's already on sale, but it's discounted even more, 48% off for EYL University. It's like free, like if you think about it. With the code UNITY, UNITY.
Please use that code. Y'all should know how to spell it.
Yeah, shout out to Queen Latifah. And you gotta go to the annual sign-up thing. So before we go, Jagged Edge 112, who's your pick for tonight?
I got 112.
Okay.
112. I like 112, man.
Yeah.
Jagged Edge got a lot of hit records, man.
I'm gonna go 112, but I will say this: Jagged Edge has a classic album. 112 does not have a classic album. J.E. Heartbreak is a classic album.
I agree.
112 has a lot of classic hits. They in that bad boy movement.
That Let's Get Married
that's a classic song.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's that J, but that's J.E. Heartbreak. And then it got, well, where's the party at? And then
where's the party at? That's a big one.
I mean, 112 even got the joints with Big though.
I went through my list like last night. I was like, yo, they got like 12 solid ones. I heard 2 of the guys ain't gonna be there though. It's just gonna be Slim, who's the lead singer, and then Mike, who's a guy who never really sings, the short dude. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lawsuit going on between the other two. So it's unfortunate, but we're gonna enjoy ourselves, and we gave y'all enough time to enjoy yourselves as well.
Yeah. So everybody stay safe out there, stay corona free. Check out Trapping Tuesdays tomorrow.
Trapping Tuesdays.
What time is that? What time is that tomorrow? 7:30?
7:30 Central Time, man.
That's 8:30 here.
8:30
here, man. Trapping Tuesdays, man. We go down, man.
And you know tomorrow, y'all know tomorrow's Tuesday, so Tuesday at 5.
Oh yeah,
y'all know it'll be at episode
podcast
81.
Shout out to my song. Shout out to my song, one of the dopest lyricists of all time. He's our guest for the podcast. He did 7 years in jail for allegedly robbing $10 out. It's a crazy story. So we're gonna talk about something that we've never talked about before: criminal justice reform and the business of prison. The business of prison. America is the only country in the world with private prisons. America has 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the prison population. A large portion of Fortune 500 companies source work through prisons, where prisoners get paid 10 cents, 25 cents an hour to work. It's a real deep. Yeah, it's a real
some of the companies we mentioned tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So when we talk about finance, we cannot forget, and we also can never forget about the brothers and sisters that are currently incarcerated. We actually have a large listenership in jail.
Yep.
I found that out last year. So everybody that's incarcerated right now, that's looking to improve themselves, that might be listening to Earn Your Leisure, stay encouraged.
Yeah.
Stay encouraged. We're never gonna forget about y'all, and don't forget about the, like I said, the people that's currently down right now, because there's over 2 million prisoners in jail. And Wall Street Trapper, once again, is a perfect example of that your past does not determine your future.
That's a fact.
And some of our brightest minds are currently incarcerated. So we can't look down on people. We can't give up on people. That's extremely
Our
important.
brightest minds and our greatest talent. So keep that in mind. And like we always say at the end of every Market Monday, make sure you reach out, call somebody that you haven't, go through your contact list, check on people, man.
Somebody just put in the joint. I'm watching y'all from jail right now.
That's crazy.
That's
reach
fact.
out, man. Reach out and call somebody. Just check on them. Again, this week we lost a student in my school. So, you know, it's important that we kiss our babies goodnight, tell them we love them, reach out, call somebody, and just check on them. You never know what a phone call could do or a text message can do to somebody's spirit.
Facts.
Yeah, spread love always. Share light, and in this community, let's all help each other. Collaboration is better than competition. Let's all help each other, be kind, love one another, support each other. Man, I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. This was a lot of fun, and y'all made one of my dreams come true. Like
I can't wait, I can't wait till we can get back outside. When we come back to you here,
back outside.
Our next live event is gonna be crazy, man. Crazy.
Insane.
I'm there. You know that.
Yeah, man.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
We love you, YouTube. We love y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button.
Appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
With your friends, share it on social. When the clips come out, Mike, I know Mike gonna drop that fire tomorrow.
That's a fact.
Yeah, y'all hop on Trapping Tuesdays. Like we gotta tap in anyway. But like, great investors all see the same thing. We just explain it
already know
different ways. But yeah, this is fun. And if you guys want us to do it again, blow Rashad and Troy up and be like, hey, we need part two. Well, we need a part two and get the Reservoir Dogs going real quick.
Let me know, man. I'm with it, man. Let me know anytime, man. I'm with it, man. You already know.
Love always, y'all. Brothers. Peace.
Peace. Shout out to my family. Love y'all. Gary.